All right, we're gonna start doing the hood. So the hood has the initial cut that John had done yesterday just to get it in the hole. That's all you're trying to do is get the hood in the surrounding, and then he's gonna show you the fine line of making your cut.
Again, yeah, just like the doors, just like the trunk, we're gonna tape about a 1/4 inch gap. You wanna go from the edge of the opening to the edge of the tape. Just eyeball it.
Now the fine line tape is pretty forgiving. I mean, you can see John will pull it up and pull it back off. It's pretty forgiving. A lot of guys use masking tape. It's hard to make that round edge with masking tape, so if you're using the fine line, it just makes life a little easier. They have all different kinds of fine line. You can get blue 3M fine line. John likes this stuff. I like the blue stuff, but we're going to meet in the middle, and I'm going to give him what he wants. How's that? All right, while John's doing that, it's going to take a couple minutes. I'm going to actually bring you guys over and show you, I'm going to show you guys a little tip. All right, tip for the back. This is super important. So under here, you'll see the lip, the return lip of the body. That's underneath this piece. Now, this car, we put sound deadener in. So most cars, we do sound deadening. Now, you got sound deadening. If some guys powder coat the panels, it becomes pretty thick. This has to get carpeted as well. So now you've become very, very tight to this piece of aluminum. For you guys to reinstall the body and to get it to fit over this is going to be super hard to do. You're really going to start, you have to tuck your carpet in. So I suggest the back wall. I take off about a 1/4 inch on my back wall. So lose a 1/4 inch, and like John said before, you can do this off the car. You don't have to do it on the car. Just a reminder, that's one step that needs to be done. So 1/4 inch off the back, and also I'll roam around this side. If you look at the dashboard, same exact scenario for the dash. So you're really, really tight. So right now I got about a 1/4 underneath with this tube where you attach the dash to. So you want to bring this line 1/4 inch out also. So 1/4 inch all the way across the front, 1/4 all the way across the back, and that helps you huge when you're putting this car back together. So now even if most guys actually set their dash in, and you can put the body on with the dash in, this will go right over the dash. So it's just a little tip that guys forget when they're actually putting this thing together, and I've forgotten a couple times myself, and to actually go and trim this, it's an absolute nightmare. So little trick, keep that in mind for sure. And John's almost done fine lining the hood. We're also going to give you a measurement for the hood scoop. So we'll give you a measurement of 4 inches back, and we'll show you that actual cut of how John comes around with that cut. There we are.
Okay, that should put us pretty close. We're gonna go ahead and grab the block again and block out the edge before we fit it.
So we got our rough gap on our hood. So what we're going to do next, while the hood is off at this time, instead of taking it on and off 10 different times, what we're going to do is we're going to do the hood scoop. For guys who do want the hood scoop cut out or do want a hood scoop on, some guys don't. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up on the hood. What the measurement I use is from the back of this piece to the edge.
The edge of the scoop is 4 inches.
4 inches on the money. Okay, so at 4 inches.
Then you're gonna wanna center it.
Right. So
from side to side.
Which 8 inches. So this measurement may vary for guys that have different gaps. Make sure the only measurement that's going to matter to you guys is 4 inches back, and then you guys center it left to right. So once you center it left to right, because that's going to change with the gap, I take a Sharpie and I mark all the way around the scoop itself. You can take the scoop
Yeah,
off.
this you want to make sure you do after you have fit the hood.
Okay, take it off. We'll see what it looks like. So there's our trace. John takes a piece of 3/4, runs across the front just as a reference. So from corner to corner. And now 1.5 inches. This number can also vary for guys that want them deeper, guys want them shallower. I do 1.5 inches. That's what we usually do here.
My tape here is 1.5 inches wide, so we're going to use this as a marker for the cut edge. We're just going to go along the front edge. There.
And then this flange is going to be 3/4 inch, which is the actual size of that tape.
So I'm going to come in 3/4 inch from the outside edge of the scoop. Just follow my tape line around. I'm not sure if I can make this bend, but
that tape's pretty forgiving.
yeah, this tape's not too bad. Normally, something like this, you can also use fine line tape. You can get fine line tape in all different widths, including 3/4.
So now this whole reference of what we've done, this is your bolting flange right here. So this bolts all the way around. You guys can rivet them, bolt them, however you want to do your flanges. I use bolts, but you can rivet. So this is going to be your flange. So we're going to cut this whole inner perimeter all the way around. So what we're going to do is we're going to give John a starting point. So I'm going to drill a hole.
Actually, drill me 2 holes.
Two holes.
One
So
in each
I'm gonna
corner.
drill
That'll
2
give us,
holes.
that'll give us a radius corner.
Okay, so now if you look, we're going to leave that radius corner on there. So he's going to cut up and over. And we'll do the same with this side here. Okay, same on that side. So now we're going to take our air saw. We're going to go through. We're going to trim that all up. Just eliminates another step of taking the hood on and off, because it's kind of an awkward piece if you're going to do it by yourself.
time for a blade change. And there you have it. Again, you want to smooth out the inside a little bit. There you go. Then you're going to go ahead and fasten your flange to the hood. Whether you want to use pop rivets or self-tapping screws, that is totally up to you.